Hey folks, this is Justin from the Leonidas Knives and Gear channel, and I want to go ahead and apologize for any shaky camera in this video. I will be recording this by hand, so no tripod on here, but I just kind of wanted to work around the gaming table here and get with any close-ups that I needed to. And what I'll be talking about today is not my usual knives, gear, firearms. I'll be going over how I've set up my gaming table and all the gaming pieces and the rules and any other materials needed to sort of get a basic starter setup for the Wizkids Mechwarrior Dark Age, or otherwise known as the Age of Destruction tabletop game. Now, unfortunately, this game was discontinued back in 2004, but you can still find a lot of the game pieces, the rules, and other sorts of accessories to play the game on eBay, and maybe certainly a lot of private collectors out there have been closing out their collections over the years, folks just getting out of the game. But I've been collecting the pieces on and off for some time now, and finally this past year of 2021, I got together with my brothers, and they also have some game pieces and the instructions, and we just kind of got together and started trying to play this game. And so far we've had a really good time with it. It's a little more complicated than I think folks kind of let on, but the folks that tend to play this game also tend to be really into just tabletop gaming in general. And I will say I'm not as familiar with it with game pieces like this. If I was doing tabletop gaming, honestly, we're talking like Monopoly, and this game is a little bit more tactical than Monopoly. So again, it's just for a beginner like me, it's a little bit more of a learning curve, but it's been fun. So again, this video, I'm just going to kind of show you all, how maybe I store my game pieces, talk about the actual table I put together here, and just show you all how I kind of got things started. First off here, I got this really awesome Plano. It's an ammo case here. I believe it's pretty new. I grabbed it off the shelf in Academy not too long ago. And what's so awesome, it has several compartments in here. 4 nice compartments. You can actually pull the slots out, which is really cool, just to make one big container. And I threw some egg crate shipping packing foam down the bottom to protect the game pieces, because they're old now, and if you drop any one of them, or they get rattled around too hard, you will break them, unfortunately. So that's just the extra foam in there. And then also in this case, I keep some of the documentation I picked up. Most of this came from a starter pack of the rules. It's got the historical overview and has some information of some of the clans I have, and it's just kind of cool to have. And this is just kind of where I store it. It's not necessarily needed to play the game. Again, it's just kind of fun. I also keep some of the pilot cards and other information. I have a spare map in here, or a spare playing mat that I haven't really used, but it's just in there just in case, to kind of work with that. And as for the table itself that I put together, now I will go ahead and say it is a 2x2 square. The official rules say that you need to have a 3x3 gaming table, but I went ahead and just put a 2x2. Number one, because I was playing around with some plywood here. I think it's some spare plywood, and I just wanted to make it a little bit smaller. Being very new to the game, I thought, hey, let's just, make the map, just shrink it down a little bit. And I think that's been a little bit more fun and kind of made the game go a little bit more quicker for us. But I think in the future, I'm going to make the actual 3x3 table maybe out of some sort of foam, make it a little bit lighter, maybe even make it 2 pieces and add a little bit more terrain. But otherwise, I mean, it turned out pretty cool, pretty neat paint job. I just use, that's actually just spray paint and sponge. Just kind of dab that on, just made grass, water, a little bit of mud. And then I've got one thing with the game, you want to have some terrain items or structures to, so you can put your pieces behind and give you some sort of cover. So I've got some of those set up, and that's just some 3D printed, pretty cool little stuff I've got here, like a satellite dish. I think I got that one on Etsy, and I did do that paint job. So let's check it out real quick. Turned out pretty neat, gave a little bit of rust, and just kind of makes the game, just a little bit more, gives it kind of just a cool factor, makes it feel a little bit more authentic. You don't have to, paint up game pieces like that. I mean, a lot of folks just print out a piece of paper with water on it, or Lego pieces, but that's just something I did. I set up the table also to where you can have your starter, your starter pieces over here on these edges that kind of run out, flanges out here. And so far, I've been playing with my brother, so there's 3 of us working on this little table here. And like I said, we set our game pieces here. I've got special equipment card and a pilot card, and so you can set all that out there with those game pieces. And then other parts to the game that you would need to play is you definitely need a measuring tape. This one is an official one that came with the Rules of Warfare from the Dark Age. This is the original instructions, so it came with that. Also, it came with dice. You will need dice. You can definitely get your own dice, but you're going to need 2 white and a dark one. And I actually have a really cool set here from, this is the Spirit Cats, and it's got the dark gray and the ivory. And that's a really cool set just to kind of have. You want some little token pieces. You can use beads or buttons. And basically what you do with that is if you move your game piece out on the map, then you've given it an order and you're just going to add a token on that. You don't need a whole lot of those, maybe 5 to 10 of those just in case you lose any. And that's just something extra to have. You can use, like I said, anything, buttons, beads. And then actually the rules, for example, like I said, this was an original set of rules. I will say you probably just want to find the ones online and download that PDF file. I had these printed off at Staples, and this is for the Age of Destruction, so it's the newer one. And I will say the game's been going a whole lot smoother using the updated instructions, which makes sense. And then there's a special equipment card. Honestly, not sure if you have to have this. It's probably good to have it if you can. And this that came with the original rules as well. So another interesting aspect of the game is clans or factions that you can play with. For example, I got the Banson's Raiders is one of mine that I play with, and then the Spirit Cats. Kind of an argument you see out there online is whether to have clan or faction purity, just to keep all the same clan or faction. And from my understanding, it's just really an opinion. The people who are really diehard fans of this will not mix a lot of these clans or factions together. They'll keep them standardized, the same team. And hey, it might be fun for some folks out there to mix and match. I guess I would say I've collected as a clan and faction purist myself. I like the uniformity, but hey, some people like to change it up. But yeah, that's just kind of the basic setup that you really need. You don't even need a whole lot of game pieces. Anywhere from 5 to 10 different either mechs or vehicles or infantry. That will get it done. You certainly want to have more mechs than anything if you can. Definitely some vehicles and some infantry if you can mix that up. But most people are going to be using again as many mechs, and there's also a limit to point limits you're going to want to set for these games. And a lot of this can just be at your own discretion. The rules can sort of be tweaked, especially even the way to win. Is there an objective? Is it who's destroyed the most mechs? But so far we've had a really fun time with this, and really not a whole lot of money invested in it other than just the game pieces themselves, and that's just kind of mainly for fun. I really like how this turned out, and definitely going to try to learn it better in the future. So if you're going to ask me questions about how to play this, I will say right now as I'm recording this video, I'm not really your guy on the actual play-by-play of the game. I can direct you to some folks either on Instagram or on YouTube who are going to be able to give you better information. But that's just as of now. So folks, hey, if you enjoyed the video, hey, please give me a thumbs up. I'd love to get some feedback and comments about, hey, have you played this game before? Are you interested? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Maybe you're interested in Battletech as well. That I know Battletech came before the Wizkids Mechwarrior, and I believe Battletech is kind of making a comeback as well. So again, folks, hey, I really appreciate your time. And also, if you haven't subscribed, hey, do that as well. It also keeps you updated. So thanks for your time.